Welcome, gents. The truth will set you free, but first, it will make you uncomfortable. If you're a Sigma male, you've likely come to realize something others shy away from. Life doesn't sugarcoat its lessons, and neither do you. You see the world for what it is, not what people wish it to be. While most run from uncomfortable truths, you confront them head-on, turning them into the building blocks of your strength and independence. Being a Sigma male means walking a path that isn't for the faint-hearted. You've learned that happiness isn't handed to you, solitude isn't a weakness, and the world won't bend to your emotions. These realizations may be harsh, but they're also what set you apart. They're the reason you operate on a level that most people can't even comprehend. In this video, we'll uncover 10 harsh truths you already know deep down, truths that shape who you are and why you thrive where others falter. Stay tuned because embracing these truths is what makes you unstoppable. Number 1. Not everyone deserves forgiveness. Forgiveness is often portrayed as the ultimate path to inner peace, but Sigma males understand a truth many refuse to face. Not everyone deserves it. While forgiving someone can help you let go of anger and resentment, it doesn't mean you're obligated to give them a second chance. Some betrayals are so deliberate, so revealing of someone's true nature, that they serve as a wake-up call to move on rather than repair what's broken. Sigma males are not the type to hold grudges, but they also don't hand out forgiveness like it's owed. They view forgiveness as a tool for their own freedom, not a favor to the person who wronged them. Letting go of bitterness doesn't mean welcoming someone back into your life. It means choosing to protect your energy and prioritize your peace over trying to fix a relationship that was already damaged beyond repair. Some betrayals aren't just mistakes, they're conscious choices that show exactly where someone stands. Sigma males don't ignore these red flags. They use them as lessons, reminders of who deserves access to their time, trust, and energy. Giving a second chance to someone who has proven their lack of loyalty isn't kindness. It's self-sabotage. This approach isn't about revenge or pettiness. It's about self-respect. Sigma males understand that protecting their boundaries and valuing their integrity is far more important than meeting society's expectations of being the bigger person. They choose to grow wiser, not bitter, by learning from the betrayal and moving forward with clarity. For them, forgiveness is about closure, not reconciliation. And it's this strength of discernment that allows them to remain steady, grounded, and unapologetically in control of their lives. Number 2. Being kind will not always be rewarded. Being kind doesn't guarantee rewards, and often it can be mistaken for weakness. Sigma males understand this reality better than most. They know that while kindness can build bridges, it can also make them vulnerable to exploitation if they're not careful. They're not blind to the fact that some people will take advantage of their generosity, mistaking their kindness for an invitation to manipulate or demand more than what's fair. But Sigma males don't let this stop them from being kind. They just approach it differently. They know that kindness, when given without boundaries, can be taken for granted. So while they treat others with respect, compassion, and understanding, they also establish clear lines that others can't cross. Being kind doesn't mean being a pushover. Sigma males draw firm boundaries that prevent anyone from exploiting their goodwill. They won't tolerate being walked all over, and they won't hesitate to distance themselves from people who use their kindness for selfish gain. This approach doesn't make them cold or unkind. It makes them wise. They understand that true kindness comes with self-respect and respect for others. They don't give their time or energy to those who wouldn't reciprocate it, and they don't offer more than what's necessary for a healthy relationship. For Sigma males, being kind is a choice, not an obligation, and it's always tempered with wisdom. They're kind, but not naive, and they know that true strength lies in being able to balance empathy with assertiveness. They refuse to let their kindness be a tool for exploitation. Number 3. The world owes you nothing. Sigma males don't waste time expecting anything from the world. They don't walk through life with a sense of entitlement or a belief that the universe owes them anything. They understand one simple truth. Success, respect, and fulfillment are earned, not handed out. The idea that life should offer them rewards simply because they exist It's foreign to them. They know that complaining, venting, or waiting for someone to notice them doesn't change anything. The world is indifferent to their struggles. The universe doesn't care about their hardships. What truly matters is what they do with the hand they're dealt. Sigma males don't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They take action. They build their own path, sometimes from scratch, and push forward without looking for shortcuts. This mindset is liberating because it frees them from the trap of playing the victim. While others may blame external factors, bad luck, unfair treatment, or circumstances, Sigma males know that these things don't define their future. What defines them is their response to those obstacles. They face reality head-on, take responsibility for their own success, and don't waste time on excuses. Their ability to take control of their own destiny without relying on others or playing the victim is what sets them apart. Sigma males don't wait for handouts or sympathy. They create their own opportunities, earn their own respect, and shape their own reality. In a world that often glorifies complaining and expecting more, they stand firm in the belief that everything they want is earned, not given. And that's the kind of power that comes from understanding that the world owes you nothing. Number 3, you can't save everyone. Sigma males understand a harsh truth that many avoid. You can't save everyone. It's not that they lack compassion, but they know that no matter how much time, effort, or energy you invest, you can't pull someone out of their struggles if they aren't willing to help themselves. Trying to fix others leads to frustration and burnout, because in the end, the only person you can truly change is yourself. Sigma males recognize this and consciously decide not to waste their energy on people who refuse to change or grow. They've learned that some people are stuck in their own patterns of self-sabotage, looking for someone to rescue them from their problems. But Sigma males don't buy into this narrative. They know that growth comes from within, and no amount of external help can replace the effort that someone must put in themselves. They won't carry the weight of someone else's unwillingness to change, no matter how much they may care about them. Instead, Sigma males choose to focus on relationships that are mutual. They invest their energy in people who are committed to their own growth, those who are ready to evolve and face their challenges head-on. For Sigma males, personal growth is a two-way street. They're willing to support others, but only when those people are equally committed to their own development. This mindset protects their energy, keeps them focused, and ensures they're surrounded by people who are ready to grow alongside them. Ultimately, they know the most important thing is not trying to save everyone, but aligning with those who are ready to save themselves. Number 4. People's opinions are often projections. Sigma males understand a powerful truth. Most people's opinions are simply projections of their own insecurities. When someone criticizes them, it's rarely about who they are. It's more about the critic's own fears, frustrations, and shortcomings. Sigma males don't take criticism personally because they know it often has nothing to do with them. It's a reflection of the other person's internal struggles, not a measure of their own worth. They've learned that people who are quick to judge or offer unsolicited opinions are often projecting their own unresolved issues onto others. Whether it's jealousy, bitterness, or a lack of self-confidence, these feelings shape the way people perceive and comment on others. For Sigma males, it's easy to see through this because they don't allow the noise of unqualified opinions to penetrate their sense of self. They've developed a strong internal foundation that isn't swayed by external forces. Rather than absorbing negative feedback or criticism, Sigma males filter it carefully. They listen only to feedback from those who have earned their respect, people who genuinely have the experience or insight to offer valuable perspectives. For everyone else, their opinions are disregarded, discarded as the noise they truly are. They don't need validation or approval from others to know their worth. They trust their own judgment, and that's enough. Sigma males don't let the insecurities of others dictate their path or self-worth. They've learned to tune out the irrelevant, focusing only on what truly matters, their own growth, purpose, and vision. Number 5, happiness is a byproduct, not a goal. Most people believe happiness is the ultimate goal, spending their lives chasing after it as if it's a destination. They look for it in achievements, possessions, and relationships, only to find that the feeling slips away the moment they reach it. Sigma males, however, see through this illusion. They understand that happiness isn't something you hunt down. It's something that happens naturally when your life has purpose and direction. For Sigmas, happiness isn't the finish line. It's a byproduct of living authentically and growing into their potential. They know that pursuing happiness directly often leads to disappointment because it's fleeting by nature. The thrill of a promotion, a new car, or even a romantic connection fades over time. What remains is the deeper question: does your life have meaning? Sigmas prioritize answering that question, knowing that purpose creates a foundation that fleeting highs can't provide. Living with purpose isn't always easy. It demands sacrifices, self-reflection, and sometimes walking a lonely road. But Sigmas accept this because they understand that growth often comes from discomfort. They don't avoid challenges or hard work. They embrace them, knowing that every struggle is shaping them into something stronger. For them, fulfillment lies in progress, not perfection, and certainly not in the shallow pursuit of constant happiness. This perspective allows Sigmas to remain steady even when life gets tough. They don't fall apart when happiness feels distant because their focus is on something greater. Their sense of fulfillment comes from building a life that aligns with their values and principles. And ironically, in doing so, they often find happiness, not as a goal, but as a quiet companion that shows up when they least expect it. Thank you for being a part of this community, gents. Your support means the world to us and inspires us to keep delivering impactful content. We deeply appreciate you. Number 6. Most people crave validation, not truth. Most people are desperate for validation. They want to hear words that make them feel good about themselves, even if those words are far from the truth. It's easier to accept a comforting lie than to confront the brutal honesty that might shatter their illusions. Sigma males, however, don't play that game. They see through the facade and refuse to sugarcoat reality, knowing that real progress only comes from facing the uncomfortable truths head-on. For Sigma males, honesty isn't about being cruel or harsh. It's about being real. They understand that telling someone what they want to hear may keep the peace temporarily, but it does nothing to solve underlying problems. Brutal honesty forces people to confront what they've been avoiding, and while it may sting, it's the first step toward real growth and change. That's why Sigmas value truth over validation, even when it makes them unpopular. This refusal to coddle egos often sets them apart. While others prioritize approval, Sigmas prioritize authenticity. They won't lie to make you feel better or pretend everything's fine when it's not. Instead, they offer clarity, which can be rare in a world so focused on appearances. It's not always easy to hear, but those who truly value growth understand the importance of their straightforwardness. Sigma males apply this same principle to themselves. They don't seek validation from others to feel worthy, nor do they shy away from their own flaws. They confront their weaknesses with the same honesty they extend to others, constantly striving to improve. This commitment to truth, no matter how uncomfortable, sets them apart, making them not only reliable, but also the kind of person who inspires real, lasting change in the lives they touch. Number 7. Guilt is a manipulator's favorite tool. Guilt is one of the most subtle yet powerful tools in a manipulator's arsenal. It's not loud or obvious. It creeps in quietly, convincing you that you've failed someone or fallen short in ways you might not even understand. Sigma males, however, see right through this tactic. They've learned that guilt is often not about their actions, but about someone else's attempt to control them. And instead of falling into the trap, they reject the burden of guilt they didn't earn. Manipulators use guilt because it works. It preys on your empathy, your sense of responsibility, and your desire to avoid conflict. They twist situations to make you feel like you're in the wrong, even when you've done nothing to deserve it. Sigma males don't let this stick. They understand that guilt, when undeserved, is nothing more than emotional blackmail designed to make you act against your own best interests. This clarity comes from a deep commitment to self-respect. Sigma males don't ignore their mistakes. They own up to them when they're truly at fault. But they refuse to carry guilt for things that aren't theirs to bear. They won't apologize just to keep the peace or bend to someone's demands out of fear of being labeled cold or uncaring. This strength often makes manipulators uncomfortable, even angry, because their weapon of choice is ineffective against someone with such a firm sense of self. Sigma males value fairness and integrity over appeasement, and they won't compromise their boundaries for anyone's convenience. By rejecting undeserved guilt, they maintain their autonomy, protect their energy, and continue walking their own path without being weighed down by emotional manipulation. Number 8. Peace is priceless, even if it costs relationships. Peace is something most people take for granted until they don't have it. Sigma males, however, hold peace as a non-negotiable. To them, it's more valuable than relationships, status, or approval. If a connection or environment starts chipping away at their inner calm, they have no problem walking away, even if it means severing ties with people they once cared for. This isn't about being cold or detached. It's about self-preservation. Sigma males know that tolerating toxic relationships comes at a steep price: your mental clarity, emotional stability, and sometimes even your sense of self. They've seen how easily drama and negativity can spiral out of control, pulling you into a cycle of stress and resentment. Rather than staying to fix what's broken, they choose to protect their peace by letting go. Walking away isn't easy. It takes strength to step back from people you once trusted, or environments you thought you could thrive in. But Sigma males are clear about their priorities. They refuse to sacrifice their well-being for the sake of appearances or to avoid uncomfortable conversations. They'd rather endure the short-term pain of saying goodbye than the long-term damage of staying in a situation that drains them. This perspective often sets them apart because it goes against societal norms that glorify loyalty at all costs. Sigma males believe loyalty has its limits. When it starts costing you your peace, it's no longer worth it. They understand that some relationships, no matter how deep or long-standing, simply aren't meant to last. And instead of clinging to what's toxic, they move forward with clarity, knowing that true peace is priceless and worth any sacrifice to protect. Number 9. Talent without discipline is worthless. Talent without discipline is like a flame without fuel. It flickers briefly but fades fast. Sigma males know this truth deeply. Having natural ability doesn't automatically lead to success. You can be born with gifts, but if you don't put in the work to cultivate and refine them, you'll never reach your full potential. Talent alone doesn't set you apart. It's the discipline, the consistency, and the relentless drive to improve that truly matter. Sigma males understand that the difference between achievers and dreamers is dedication. While many people get caught up in the excitement of their potential, they often lack the grit to follow through when things get tough. Natural ability can get you started, but it's the daily grind, the hours of practice, and the willingness to push through failure that turns talent into something real. They've seen countless people with great potential fizzle out because they didn't have the discipline to back it up. Sigma males, on the other hand, don't rely on raw talent alone. They know that hard work, focus, and the willingness to improve, often in silence, are what separate the successful from the average. They put in the work, stay consistent, and push themselves further, even when there's no immediate payoff. For Sigma males, the journey is about mastery, not shortcuts. They know that if you want to be great, you have to put in the effort, no matter how much raw talent you start with. Without discipline, talent is just wasted potential. But with it, it becomes unstoppable. Number 10. Most people fear change more than failure. Most people fear change more than they fear failure. And it's easy to understand why. Change means uncertainty, discomfort, and often stepping into the unknown. It disrupts the comfort of routine and forces us to confront fears, doubts, and vulnerabilities. But Sigma males aren't like most people. They don't avoid change, they embrace it. To them, growth is impossible without it. Staying stuck in a familiar, comfortable place may feel safe, but it's also where progress goes to die. The difference between Sigma males and those who fear change is their understanding of the bigger picture. They recognize that the status quo, no matter how comfortable, is ultimately limiting. They know that true success and fulfillment come from pushing past their current limits, even if it means facing discomfort and taking risks. They don't view failure as a permanent setback, but as a stepping stone toward learning and growing. When they face failure, they analyze it, learn from it, and move forward with a clearer vision of what works and what doesn't. Sigma males understand that change isn't something to fear, but something to welcome. They don't let the idea of discomfort hold them back from pursuing their goals or expanding their potential. They actively seek out challenges and opportunities that push them out of their comfort zones because they know this is where real growth happens. Meanwhile, most people cling to mediocrity, unwilling to disrupt their lives because of the fear that change might lead to failure. They'd rather stay in a place of security, even if it means never reaching their true potential. But Sigma males don't settle. They're willing to face the fear of change head-on because they know that without it, they'll never become the person they were meant to be. If you've made it this far, you've already shown something that sets you apart, an ability to see beyond the surface and embrace the harsh truths that others shy away from. These 10 truths are more than just words. They're a reflection of the mindset that makes Sigma males who they are. It's about recognizing that comfort doesn't breed growth, that not everyone deserves a second chance, and that your worth isn't defined by others' opinions. Sigma males don't shy away from tough realities. They know that real power comes from embracing challenges, accepting the discomfort of change, and focusing on what truly matters: growth, purpose, and the freedom to walk your own path. You've got the drive, the independence, and the wisdom to understand that success isn't handed to anyone. It's earned by those who refuse to be limited by fear, complacency, or outside validation. So if you identify with these truths, remember, you're not alone. You're part of a rare breed that refuses to settle for less, a breed that's committed to personal evolution and living life on your own terms. Keep pushing, keep evolving, and remember, no one else can define your worth except you. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Keep striving, keep questioning, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. If you found value in these truths, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. God blessed.